Having guided thousands of students over the last 7 years through our work at Gradvine, which happens to be India's largest college application platform, I'm surprised to see how often letters of recommendation are taken lightly by students. LORs can be a game changer and could be the difference between you cracking your dream university and just missing out. I'm going to cover some crucial tips on how you can maximize the content in your LORs to make it to your dream schools. So stay tuned. I'm Srikar Sanap Reddy. I'm the co-founder of Gradvine, India's largest career guidance and college applications platform. And with me, I bring years of experience guiding a variety of profiles from all over the country to the finest master's programs across the world. Let's start with the basics. What is a letter of recommendation? Well, that's fairly self-explanatory. A letter of recommendation is a mentor, guide, professor, manager, or whoever else is supervising your work. It's that person's endorsement of your ability to be a successful graduate student and a successful professional after finishing a master's program. So what is the importance of an LOR? And I'm going to cover that very briefly now. Recommendation letters are important because it is the viewpoint of a person who supervised you and has mentored you closely over the past few years, months, or days, and their assessment of your academic aptitude or your professional aptitude. LORs are important because it is a senior person's perspective on how you behave in class, how you apply concepts taught in a classroom to real-world solutions, and how you've been able to translate an education into applications in the real world. LORs are also important because they talk about your nature as a person, your ability to play well in teams, and how you are ready for a graduate program. Having a senior person's perspective on the same gives a lot of confidence to admissions committees when they want to introduce you to their college atmosphere. Now, for those of you who did not know, there are types of LORs as well. There are two broad types. The first kind of LOR is an academic LOR. Academic LORs are given by professors or mentors or faculty at an academic institution that you've studied. This could be somebody who's taught you in class, or somebody who supervised a project, or somebody who you've done any sort of research work or research papers with. The second type of LORs are professional LORs. These are usually given by managers from your place of work. This could be either an internship or from a place where you had full-time work experience. Alright, so now that you know about the types of LORs, you have to understand how to choose the right recommenders, which is crucial. The first point in this regard is for you to select a diverse bunch of LORs. You don't want repetitive content in them. For example, if you get a recommendation letter from a professor who's taught you in class, you'd ideally also want a recommendation letter from somebody who's seen you apply these skills either in labs, project, or research work. Just getting two from people who've just taught you in class is only going to have repetitive content which doesn't show another dimension to your profile. So within academic LORs, be sure to pick somebody who's taught you in class because institutions of higher education in the US or any other country would be interested in how actively you participate in class and how you are within a classroom setting, because a master's degree is a classroom setting in any case. Also select somebody who supervised a project, because you also have to understand that master's programs are very application based and research based in a lot of cases, and universities would like to know how you are with applying these concepts taught in class. In addition, if you're getting two LORs from a college setting, we'd strongly recommend you get at least one from a professional setting. If you don't have work experience or have very limited work experience, try getting one from an internship, because universities would like to know how you're applying the skills you've gained in a real-world practical setting within the constraints of a corporate culture. If you have over 3 years of work experience, then it might be wise to get 2 recommendation letters from your place of work and only 1 from college. The reason why I'm recommending this is because with 3 years of work experience, an academic LOR is from too far back. Maybe the skills you displayed may not be as relevant now, and maybe you've evolved as a professional. Therefore, admissions committees might want to get a more current perspective on your abilities. However, despite this recommendation, you'll find a few very limited universities will have a strong preference in terms of the number of academic and professional LORs they want. They might say that they want 2 academic and 1 professional. In that case, you have to stick to that. If you're applying for an MBA program, most likely only professional LORs will work. How to draft a strong recommendation letter. And with this, we come to a morally gray area, but I'm going to cover it in any case. If you're an Indian student, you might face a situation, or in fact, you will likely face a situation where your professors or managers will ask you to draft the LOR content, which they will tweak and modify and upload. So the onus to write in your recommender's perspective falls on you. This is where I see students making massive mistakes. Recommendation letters shouldn't be massive heaps of praise. A lot of recommendation drafts I see from students make it seem like the student is an incarnation of God himself or herself. We don't want to do that. A recommendation letter should be a balanced evaluation of your abilities backed by examples. Therefore, if you want to talk about your strengths, talk about 2 or 3 strengths which are backed by examples of where you displayed them in the class, in a project, or while interacting with your peers or colleagues. Recommendation letters also should not be overtly long. Usually, with about 11-point font, maximum it should be about 3/4 of a page. It is very unnatural for a recommender to write pages and pages about a student, considering the number of students or employees they manage or supervise. Now, if you want to see samples of successful past recommendation letters and also recommendation letter drafting guidelines, comment below and we'll share a drive link for you. If you're still watching this video, congratulations, because you've come to the most crucial part, the submission and logistics of a recommendation letter. In most applications, you have to enter the recommender's name and email ID and certain other personal details. A link to the recommendation letter will be sent to the recommender on the email ID that you've entered. Once the recommender clicks on the link, there'll be an option to upload and in some cases, an option to rate you on various scales. Usually, universities require official email IDs with either the university's domain name or the company's official email ID. Personal emails might work if there are security issues as long as you upload the recommendation letter on a letterhead. If either is not possible, make sure in the recommendation letter, the recommender is mentioning why this has not been done due to certain compliances or policies. If you're able to do that, you're fine. Also, here's another very important tip. You'll have the option of either waiving the right to view the LOR or not waiving the right to view the LOR. While this won't make too much of a difference in your application, we recommend you waive it always. Waiving means you're saying you're okay with not seeing what the recommender has written about you. This shows that you're confident about the recommender endorsing your abilities. Finally, please send that recommendation link to recommenders as early as possible. Because recommenders are busy, they might delay it and might upload it after the deadline, which might be fine, but it's an unnecessary source of stress. Recommenders can upload the recommendation letter at any point, even before you submit the application, while you're submitting the application, or after. So that is independent. So therefore, you might as well get it done as early as possible. Whew. So I've covered everything you need to know about an LOR at a breakneck speed, and I hope that it was useful for you. If it was, please do like, share and subscribe, because we'd also like to go up in the YouTube algorithm so that our content reaches more prospective students.